Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome back to the glorious OverAnalyzed Overwatch coaching series. It's beautiful. But before we get into today's video, this is my camera. I have broke my camera because I've been messing around with OBS, maybe trying to work on a bit of a streaming setup, and I broke the camera. And it's really annoying me and I don't know how to fix it. Probably have to reinstall Windows. Anyway, all right, today we're going to take... Oh, remember, if you want to send a clip in for consideration to appear on the series, then follow the instructions that have been on the screen. So today, right, let's just pause this before it begins. We're going to take a look at Mercy. Now, the reason for this is I think Mercy is probably the best, or one of the best supports right now. And for one really strong reason is she can heal through barriers. No other main support in the game can heal through barriers with their primary heal. Moira can throw her orbs, Moira can throw coalescence through it, but you can't use her spray through it, the golden shower. It won't go through it. Same for Ana. She's just going to hit the barriers. Same for Batiste. Now, the reason why this is super good is because of this person, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sigma. Mr. Sigma is very annoying because what he can do is throw his wonderful barrier literally wherever he likes. So he can throw it all over the place. And what this means for supports is suddenly, oh my God, there's a barrier here. Oh my God, there's a barrier there. Oh my God, there's a barrier here. Oh my God, there's a barrier, there's a barrier. There's barriers absolutely everywhere. Obviously not at the same time, but they could be all over the place. This can massively screw your healing. And in fact, a really cool thing to do with Sigma is to throw your barrier through the enemy team into the support line if you know they've got an Ana or a Batiste because they can't heal through it. It's massively annoying. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. Let's go over the email while this begins, and then we'll take a look. So it says, hey, Sty. I've been playing Overwatch since Season 1. I normally just do quick play. I hit Masters 2 seasons ago, mainly playing Batiste, but I think I need some tips to have any hope of getting to GM. I have really bad quick play syndrome habits, which I feel will only get better if I play more comp. Okay, so this is 3.7k rated Mercy, and also we're going to get a bit of Moira in this video, apparently, which is cool. So, one of the things with Mercy... it's all about movement. And one thing I've got to say with Mercy is a support that is, you could argue with this, it's the same with all of the supports, is you are there to enable your team. You have to think, what is the best play right now to give my team the best chance of winning, or to enable that hero on my team to either A, survive, or B, kill the enemy. That's what you have to think. So our Sigma has gone in and died, which isn't great. So pretty much we need to pull out here. And it looks like you're doing that. We're damage boosting the Ashe. This is cool, and we're trying to regroup. Of course, we want to keep ourselves safe here. We don't really want to expose ourselves before Sigma gets back. So let's just take a look at the team comp now, because you will be able to see what the enemy team are running, and we can also see obviously what we're running. So the enemy team are in blue. So I'll try not to get confused, ladies and gentlemen. You know this confuses the hell out of me, where it's like we're red, but you're normally blue. Anyway, whatever. We're red this time. The enemy team are blue. So they've got a Sigma. There is no surprise there. This, of course, means we're going to have barriers everywhere. We've got a Brig, which is slightly unusual, whatever. And they've got an Ana, okay. But they've got a Soldier, and they've got a Genji and a Hog. So really, our Mercy should be fine against what the enemy team have got. When we look at our team, we look for combos and things we can do. Well, we should be damage boosting the Ashe as much as possible when Ashe is, so we'll put a B there, damage boost for the Ashe. Whenever Ashe is in position to, well, attack the enemy, we should do most of the time, but we also need to be aware of keeping our body concealed. We need to use line of sight so we're not exposing Mercy. Although, to be fair, it would be probably good if Mercy exposed herself, but that's probably going to get this video banned off YouTube. Demonetization, here we go, or whatever. Welcome to YouTube. All right, Ashe is like whatever. We will keep our eyes on her in case she needs some sort of healing if their Genji dives. Our Genji, when he uses his blade, we can damage boost him. That would be a nice little combo. Or we can use Valkyrie with his blade, which would be really cool, so he can fly around and damage boost and heal. Yeah, and apart from that, should be pretty cool. So that's what I'd be looking to do. Remember, I always talk about being logical with Overwatch, and it's like, what should you be doing as Mercy? Okay, keep yourself safe. First priority to heal. We should res that. First priority to heal. Whenever we res, we should be safe, which we are. We should play with our barriers. We should keep our tanks alive, keep our supports alive, be aware of what's going on around us. Damage boost when we know it's safe to damage boost. Like now we need to heal. Like you always need to heal. Like, not damage boost. We need to heal. Could we Valk this? We could Valk this, yeah. And we use it to push in. It's fine. One thing I like to say about Valkyrie is it's very much I don't want to say it's a throwaway ultimate, because it can be quite game-changing, and there are things you can do with it, which this looks like we're playing well. They've used their tac visor, which has killed that Genji, which is unfortunate, but we could potentially res that Genji. No, we can't, because that's going to be suicidal. Because we jump down there and get killed by the enemy team, I think we're going to die anyway. No, we're going to survive. Okay, yeah, we survive. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so let's go back here. So my random rambling about let's go in and res the Genji, probably not the best plan here. So I like the fact that you use Valkyrie for this initiation. I think it almost forced your team forward as well. Maybe you're in voice comms and you're saying, hey guys, let's go, it's go time. I like it. So watch your movement here. Let's focus on movement. So with damage boost in here, that's okay, but he was dying. But I think he was purple, so it was the right move. It was the value move, right? I'm going to write it on the screen because I really like this word, right? Because I think this is what we need to focus on whenever we play Overwatch. Whatever we're doing, we have to look for the maximum value, because if you do that, you'll win more games. And if you can maintain a plus 50% win rate, you'll go up in rank. Okay, so we back out of this. We're again in like a position where we're a little bit exposed. We don't get the res there, but we do have the bob. Now, on second thoughts here, I think what I was saying probably did make a little bit of sense, because I probably heard the bob and then just subconsciously was like, yeah, let's go in for the res. Because Bob's going to give us some level of cover, because he's in the background doing work. We did take a bit of damage there and we did drop down, but arguably you played safer, kept yourself alive. Again, the worst thing you can do in Overwatch is die. Sounds totally stupid. It's almost like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, if you DPS, just click on heads and you win. Yeah, but it's true, right? It's true in a way. If you're Widow, obviously there'll be barriers in your face and whatever. But for support, you don't want to die. And that's kind of unfortunate here. Watch this. So we get choked up here on the point. Their Hog comes in, we've got their Genji in, we've got their Ana on the high ground. So here, we're in a bit of a bad position. We can't really, I mean, I don't think there was too much you could have done there. They're reinforced quite well. They're starting to kill our team, which isn't great. They have a nano boosted Genji, which has just been taken out, which actually is really huge from our side. So it looks like we should be able to take this, which is looking cool. So up until now, you've kind of been okay, right? Your position's been all right. Use of Valkyrie I really liked. We are alternating between heal and damage, which is, again, fine. We're healing up our fellow support. And this is one thing I really wish supports would do more of. Because we've got 2-2-2 now, I feel like if I play support, and DPS is the only one where I don't really feel this. If I play tank or support, I feel like I should look after my tank buddy or my support buddy. More so when you support, right? Because you don't want to die. If Genji comes after us, we want to try and heal our Ana, and our Ana wants to try and keep us alive. And you almost work together just because it's like, hey, yo, we're support bros this game. We're going to keep things alive. All right, so take a look at our Genji getting hooked and killed. That was not great of our Genji. I don't know what he was doing there, to be honest. Our Sigma's going in. We're healing him while he's dropping his thing. We get a nice attempt at a res. That's unlucky. Nice hook by Hog. Actually, I'm surprised we didn't die there. Again, we're using our movement fairly well to keep jumping around, keep moving around. Obviously, in terms of movement with Mercy, there are things you can do. Like there's the Mercy super jump where you can basically Guardian Angel towards a target and crouch jump before you hit it, and you'll fly up into the air. It's kind of like a really advanced Mercy thing to do. I can't do it very well. You guys know I don't really play too much Mercy because I'm just not very good at Mercy. I think the thing with Mercy is a lot of people out there think she's terrible. Because she's like, oh yeah, no-brain Mercy, blah, blah, blah. What's Mercy doing? But look at what's happening here on the screen, guys. Mercy has to be aware of everything. Mercy's got a very unique skill set. She requires a very unique skill. And that is you've got to be aware of the entire battlefield at all of the time. Because if you're not, you'll miss people who need healing. You won't have a get-out plan. It's okay, Guardian Angel into the fight to keep somebody alive, but how do you get out? You have to be aware of that. One of the things Mercy players do a lot of as well is they typically look at what they're healing too much. You don't have to do that, but obviously, while you're connected... See, this is going to be overly harsh here, but watch this. So we're going to heal the Ana. So Ana's there. We're looking at the Ana healing her. This is fine. We're still looking at Ana here. Now we're looking at Ana. Now this, we're damage boosting. Okay, she was purple. That's fine. We're healing. There was you could have spun around a bit quicker there. I mean, this is really nitpicky, but you're looking at her as you're flying towards her. You could have turned around as you were Guardian Angel because the beam would still stay connected. You don't have to be looking at your target. I'm going to sneeze. I'm dying. So that's one thing that kind of is a little bit annoying for Mercy when I see it, but hey, it's only a little minor thing. So up until now, I think this has been fine. This hasn't been too bad. You're keeping a nice position here. One thing I hate with Mercy players is when they play out in the open. You often get a lot of... I reference your email and it says that you've played a lot of quick play. And you've got quick play habits, but I don't really see too many quick play habits so far. Mercy's strong right now in the meta. You're staying with your team. You're not doing anything crazy. We're not like popping... Valkyrie then rushing forward with our pistol like with some sort of bloodthirsty Mercy. We're using, we're getting good value. We're trying to stay aware of what's going on. Our Genji is absolutely terrible. I don't know why he's using his ultimate there, so he's dead. Well played, Genji, you absolute bot. And remember, guys, this is like a 3.7k rated game, so this happens everywhere. Like, there'll be times where players are just not good. This is fine, though. This is cool. We're sort of getting pushed back. Okay, they're using tap visor, so we just disengage. Totally fine. This is what I'd expect to see at this level of play. Team disengage on the tap visor. I mean, our Genji was no brain. We could get across there to heal our Sigma. It looks like our Ana's got it. And now we've got Valkyrie ready to go again. And this could be another case where we just engage with Valkyrie. Bob's gone in. Bob actually is a nice target to damage boost as well. All right, so... Okay, all right. Let's see what happens here. So we've used Grav. What? What? Why was there a McCree behind? Anyway, nice res, cool. So we didn't use Valkyrie there. I probably would have used Valkyrie. You didn't need it, power of hindsight and all of that. Reason why I would have used it earlier is as Bob goes in, that's like an initiation. So it's a nice little bit of combo we've got there where we can damage boost the Bob, but also all of our team that are near by using the power of Valkyrie. But hey, we get a lot more value here because Bob's sort of done the work for himself. We can use our Valkyrie just to keep this push going, which is fine. I've kind of touched on this a little bit throughout the video, but I don't think I've made the point clear. Valkyrie, it's not a throwaway support ultimate. There are better support ults out there. I kind of view it like Batiste's amplification matrix. Kind of use it when you want, right? Just go for it. It's fine. It's cool. Whatever. It doesn't really matter too much if you lose it. It's not like when Zen pops a Transcendence at the wrong time, then the enemy Genji kills everybody with his blade. Okay, so we've swapped over to the Batiste, and, you know, this is pretty much a done deal. We should throw our Immortality Field in. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Batiste myself. In fact, for support, I've been playing Batiste, Moira, and Ana. Not really too much Mercy. But I think just to recap that attack phase, that was okay for Mercy. I don't really see too many issues. I don't think you did anything crazy. I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you were really enabling your teams in the right way, your team mates in the right way. I just think that was fine. Like, honestly, that was fine. So I guess what we're waiting for is to see issues with... You know, maybe we do take up a bad position. Maybe we do the wrong thing at the wrong time. Like, the thing with supports is, especially with Mercy, you can sort of feel like you need to dive into the action. And this is where I think Blizzard honestly should take a look at Mercy, because Mercy doesn't have any impact healing. Mercy, she can fly across the battlefield. She can dive into the thick of it. But she can't actually really do anything when she gets there. She's just going to provide... it's 50 heals per second, I think Mercy is, right? I think it's 50 heals. I think it used to be 60, right? And it got nerfed to 50. But... that's all she can do. That's not really emergency healing. That's not an immortality field from Batiste. It's not Moira orb and then spray burst healing. It's not Ana nade. You know, there's nothing really emergency about her when she gets there. And a lot of Mercy players do kind of just want to jump in and go all mad. Okay, so we're taking up a position on the low ground. We get a nice kill on their Genji from our Hanzo. I can hear a Doomfist. I can hear a Doomfist to our right-hand side, so we need to be aware of that. Obviously, we need to emergency heal all of this. And again, we did kind of see it there, but the power of Mercy to heal through barriers is what makes us super strong. Remember, we're red here, guys, but there was a blue barrier, which he did heal through a little bit, which is really, really good. Because obviously, if our tanks are getting pushed, or our front line is pushed back, and their Sigma throws a barrier into our team, it can really screw up the other supports, whereas Mercy just doesn't suffer from that. So this is good. I'm seeing a lot of emergency triage going on, which is fine. And the key thing here, the absolute key thing is, right, you're staying mobile, right? This is what I want to see. I want to see Mercy players stay mobile all the time, because you need to keep moving. You need to keep... Well, I think I've drawn this before, but I mean, we've done quite a few Mercy OverAnalyzed, but this type of thing where we're always moving around, we're always healing. We don't need to be looking at our target. We can keep the healing going. We up into the air. It's cool. You know, we're behind the crates. This is great. A lot of evasion being used there. Unluckily, we get killed, but I don't think you could have really done too much more there. You were getting a lot of value. It's unfortunate because we've died just before Valkyrie came online, and it looks like they're going to take the point. That's okay. It's like, whatever, you know, we got smashed, and sometimes you will just die, right? I don't, again, think there was too much wrong with that Mercy play there, really. But hopefully you guys can see the power of Mercy in this meta right now, especially directly against a Sigma. The Sigma is the thing. I know we're going into a barrier-based meta, but it is Sigma that is the one that's giving Mercy this power level. Okay, so we've almost got Valkyrie. One of the things I like to do here, and this is a massive tip to everybody. Okay, so we've used this. I'm not worried about this because we used it to stay alive, and it's kind of going to keep our team in the action here. But the point I want to make when we get a nice clear point, I guess... So, okay, here. This is where you absolutely want to hold. This is... You have to hold here, guys. Whatever level you're playing the game at, if you lose the first point, you will have chance to regroup as a team. Now, a couple of things could happen. Some of the DPS from the enemy team push forward, try and kill you at your spawn, or if maybe you've got some stragglers running back to regroup, right? If they do and we kill them, hey, it's fine, whatever. But the thing is, we want to keep the payload choked up in this area here. Because while we're here, we've got a good advantage. We've got high ground. We've got, like, we can control the choke here. The enemy team can only really come through this way. They can maybe go through this door, but again, they go through a choke, or they go through a massive long flank. Typically, you won't see teams do that because they'll just come this way. And it's a really nice area to keep the enemy choked in. So always be aware of that. One of the things with, I guess, actually, I haven't really focused on this too much with the replay clips that get sent to me, is because we can see the ultimates, right? So if we stop the game right now, okay, well, let's see what we do with the Genji. We should damage boost the Genji here. If we, oh, it's their Genji. See, I got screwed by the colours. Oh dear, happens every single overanalyzed. But the point I'm trying to make here is we can see the ultimate percentages of the enemy team. So it's a little bit difficult for us to watch the flow because we don't know when you're pressing tab or when you're bringing up the score screen. So we've got no kind of indication of when you're, what you're trying to keep track of. Now, you need to keep track of enemy ultimates as a support player. I think more so than anybody. Every player should do this. Don't get me wrong. If you're DPS, if you're tank or whatever, you should always track ults because this will win you games. Because if you know what the enemy team have got, then, well, you can set up combos or you can set up ultimate usage to beat the enemy team. Now, a very easy way of doing this is I just want everybody watching this video to call when an enemy uses their ultimate, right? So we know that the Genji's just used his ultimate here, right? We're red, right? So again, I'm confused. So Genji used his ultimate. It looks like he's dead. So we did actually kill him. But we can see there Mercy's using a Valk as well. No, that's us. No, it's not. That's them. Right. You get what I'm saying, right? This is so confusing. It's like years of watching. Blue is the friendly team. Red's the enemy team. Absolutely annihilates me. All right, so we're going to swap to Moira now. So you could argue here, Moira, like, why swap the Moira? They've still got the Sigma. It's still going to be kind of annoying for us to deal with this. I think why you've swapped is because you want to be more... They're dead. Ow. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. They're more durable. Moira's more durable against the Genji, potentially, right? That's maybe what we're doing if we're going in with a damage orb, which isn't a bad thing to do at that point because we are pushing forward. I think with the orbs, when it comes to Moira, is you need to be aware that if you start throwing them out willy-nilly at the start of a fight, it's your only way to heal through a barrier. So if your tanks or your team push forward... Like, I know this is our barrier. Remember, guys, we're the red team here. But imagine if this is an enemy barrier. Which it would be if you guys were playing the game live, because, well, it'd be red, right? How can you heal through this as Moira without physically running through it? You have to throw your orbs through, so you need to be a little bit clever with the orbs and not think, I'll just throw them when they're on cooldown, and think, do I need this if my team push through a barrier, or a barrier segments our team? Because then you'd have to throw your heal orb through to get value there. And when you're just burning them on cooldown, it's going to be difficult to do that. Hello. Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit more about the Mercy usage we've seen so far. Because I think you're okay as Mercy. I think what I'm seeing is good Mercy play. I don't think I'm seeing any kind of quick play sort of stuff going on. Maybe you could argue the fact that you've swapped your supports quite a few times. It could be an issue. Because I don't really think there was too much of a problem just rolling with the Mercy non-stop. I mean, the Moira is going to be effective, the Batiste is going to be effective, but the Mercy was also effective. And you showed me that you understand mobility with Mercy. You keep moving around when the fight's going crazy. You were doing things like damage boosting the Genji when he used his ult. I think our range DPS, we maybe could have damage boosted them a little bit more, potentially, like a Hanzo now, at Ashe earlier on. Things like the Bob, when the Bob's in play, we could damage boost the Bob. So there's these little kind of things we could do. But I think overall, you're a good support player and you are playing to keep yourself alive. Is that actually... That's a damage... I swear to God that's a damage orb. Because it'd be... I think I'm getting screwed up maybe by the colours of the... Let's see if you use the heal orb. Yeah, okay, so I'm not. I was like, am I seeing things? Have they actually changed the colour of the orb? They're not. You are prioritising damage orb, which is, like, okay if you can use it. The thing I always say with Moira is, if you can get away with throwing out the damage orb, just do it, right? Just do it. Because it is cheeky, it will get you kills, it will add that bit of extra damage to the enemy team, which could help your DPS get kills, and that's fine. We need to be aware, though, of what the enemy team are going to do and what ultimates they've got available. Because with Moira, as ever, we need to always be ready with our Fade to get us out of trouble. Moira players will burn their Fade quite a lot, and then when they need it, they don't have it, and that's not great. So here, like, that's fine, throwing that all forward. We're going to have Coalescence again. And one thing I've got to say about Moira is she gets Coalescence really fast. Even with the global ultimate nerf, she still gets them really, really fast. It's almost like you can get Coalescence every other fight. It's mad. It's totally crazy. One of the things with Moira as well that a lot of people, again, tend to do is they waste too much of their healing juice, like the spray, the golden shower. Nice. So, yeah. Oh, what's this? I don't want to do that. Ah! So, nice. The reason why I'm saying nice fade we got out of the Sigma ult. We're using Coalescence to sort of combat that. Again, that's totally fine here. This is just fine. Like, to me, I feel like this coaching video has kind of been like me just going, this is fine. Because it kind of is. But I guess it serves its purpose, where it is showing you guys that Mercy is strong, and also I guess showing the player in question, Bunny, that they're a decent support player. They are a decent Mercy player, and I don't think there's not really much more to say than that. Like, I guess this selection of the Moira here is working as well. The enemy team are not really doing too much about it. We can see they're swapping out their team comp again. You know, they don't really have ultimates available. There's a minute left. What are the enemy team going to do? I guess actually what we'll do for the remainder of this video is we will just go into a more generalized approach here on like what you should be thinking. So less focus on what, you know, the play of the hero, and more focus on, people call this Overwatch sense. And I have never really agreed. Well, I have agreed with that, but it's so much more complicated than that. It's reading the game. I believe in a OverAnalyzed a couple of months ago, I did give the example of, I used to play football, and I used to play at it would have been a professional level, but I got Crohn's disease and that kind of stopped me. But I guess you could say I played it at a semi-professional. Well, I played for the reserve team for professional teams, a team called West Bromwich Albion in the UK, and a team called Walsall Town as well. They were a lower team, and a team called Port Vale as well. So if any of you guys are football fans from the UK, you'll know these are pretty good teams. And I was always the captain, and that's because I could read the game. And what the managers would let me do is they'd let me reorganize the team comp a lot. So a team comp again, it makes sense, right? So sometimes you'd have like the wing backs. So let's just this might bore the crap out of some people. I don't know. This is a football pitch, right? That's the halfway line, whatever. So let's say this is our formation. We've got two forwards. We've got we generally had three in midfield. So we'd have three in midfield, and then we'd have five across the back. Right, and then we've got one in goal. So this is 11, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, this would be me. I'd be the captain, and I'd be in the middle because I played centre midfield, right? Now, what I'd be doing is if I notice the enemy team, maybe their right back who plays in this position, so this player but on the enemy team, maybe he's kind of susceptible, right? So what I'd be telling our left back to do is play further up the field. So actually, I'm augmenting the formation, the team composition of the team. So instead of us playing 2-3-5 at the back, actually we've changed up now to going for basically becoming a 4-4-2. So these guys here move up to this position here. So we're a 4-4-2, and in fact they might even move up to this position. So in a crazy way, you could have 4-3-3 at the back, and you're really like piling pressure on, and it's because you've identified a weakness in the enemy team there. That's reading the game. It's a very kind of basic example because there's a lot of things that were going on, but let's just do this now. Let's do it right now for Overwatch, because I think this is a lot of people just don't do this. And I think this is why I can sometimes get to the ranks I get to, because it's not through mechanical skill. Because honestly, I think I'm getting old now in terms of games. You know, I don't have the reactions of an 18-year-old, but I can think differently, and I can think, okay, maybe I can play a tank hero, maybe I can play a support, maybe less Twitch-based DPS, because I can think. So we're on the payload here. We're going to do this in real time now, no pauses. So we don't want to waste our heal here. The enemy team are going to hit us hard. We want to save our orb, because when they come through, we don't want to lose. Throwing the heal up there was not the play, because we've just wasted it. Absolutely wasted that. I wouldn't have done that. I would have kept it. We're rushing forward. We're doing damage. This Hammond's in our team. We can kill the Hammond. Now we're thinking, right, we throw the orb out. That's totally fine. We're playing defensive. We're waiting for our ultimate to come online. We've pushed the enemy team back, so we're doing okay. They've got one attack left. That's it. We can hold forward at the choke here. I'm waiting with my orbs. I'm not going to throw an orb. I said I wasn't going to pause this, but I have, because I just don't want to. I really want to make this point. We're not going to throw an orb at the enemy team here, and we've done it. The reason why we're not going to do that is because we want to keep it for the final push, right? The enemy team are in disarray. We've killed two of them, so arguably it doesn't really matter. But I'd keep it, and I just push forward my team. Yeah, we get the kills. I'd be like, okay, this is fine. I can probably just wait now until they get closer, and I'm going to use everything. We've won the fight now. Categorically, we've won. They will not get back to the payload. 3 of their team are dead. So we just invest everything. We just go, we throw out orb, blast them with the ultimate, and then this is fine. And we've taken the game. So I guess maybe in a way, that wasn't the best example of like this Overwatch brain, this reading of the game. But I think that's something that players do need to focus on a little bit more. Because a lot of people just play their own hero. They don't really... try and anticipate what the enemy team are going to do, what ultimates they've got available. They don't look at ultimate combos. They just don't do it, all of that stuff. And that, I'm afraid, guys, is what will take you from being sort of, I guess, reliably sort of low master to going into the higher tiers of the game. Guys, I've been siloed to this unit lost. I hope this has been educational. It feels weird because I've done 2 of these this week. Normally I only do 1. Apologies for the camera situation, whatever, these things happen. Remember, if you want to send your video clip in for consideration, then do follow the instructions that were on the screen at the start of the video, and maybe I've put them on the end of the video. Sometimes I forget. I'm a bit crap at editing. And yeah, remember, you can send, well, I've just said that. You can also, yeah. What an ending to the video. I've actually lost my mind. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, remember, Mercy's good. That's probably what I was trying to say. Mercy's really good right now because she can heal through barriers. I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.